am Dr. Jessie Chauhan, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today we will discuss the introduction of the nervous system. Namaste, Hamisha खुश रहो बेटिया, and we will see in this chapter the demonstrate understanding towards the concept of the major divisions of the nervous system and enlist different components of the central peripheral autonomic nervous system and the names of the main cells that are present in our system. We will discuss about it and what is the different part of the brain and that is included in our system and what is the concept of the general versus special and somatic versus system. We will see it and we will see the definition of the ganglion, white matter and gray matter also. So all these things, all these points we will discuss in this chapter. Human nervous system is a control system which regulates the body's response to the internal and external stimuli. So the stimulation will be there, that could be the internal, that could be the external. So what is the response of the body that will controlled by the human nervous system? And it is composed of two components, that is the central component and the peripheral component. Now we will see the what is the central component. This is called the central nervous system, and in short, we will see CNS. And it is unpaired bilaterally symmetrical structures extending along the longitudinal axis of the mid-sagittal plane of the body. And these structures arising directly from the neural dome. And it includes central nervous system includes the brain and spinal cord. So you can see in this picture, what are you seeing in this picture? There is brain and there is a spinal cord, and brain and spinal cord that is present in the longitudinal axis of the mid-sagittal plane of the body, and it will comprise the central nervous system of our body. Now we will see the next component, that is the peripheral nerve system, and in short we will say PNS also, and it is made up of transmission pathways and connecting the central nervous system to sensory organs, other organs of the body, muscles, blood vessels, and the glands. Now we'll see the what are the pathways, and these are called afferent pathway, and it is also called sensory pathway. And next is the afferent pathway, that is called motor pathway. So what is the importance of this pathway? These pathway, if you see the afferent pathway of the sensory pathway, this will carry the all the information from the all the parts of our body to the central nervous system. And motor pathway, this will carry the all the information from the central nervous system to the other parts of the body. So these are the things, one carry the information from the body to the brain and one carry the information from brain to the body. So these are the sensory and the motor pathway, and in another word we will say the afferent pathway and efferent pathway. Now we will see the autonomic nervous system. It is subdivision of the peripheral nervous system, and it is completely motor nervous system, and innervate smooth muscles and planes because this nervous system is present in the smooth muscles that is a part of the viscera and the planes, because we have to regulate all these things, all these parts of our body, not consciously. This is the automatic function here. So these are innervated by the automatic nervous system, and there are two subdivisions. These are the sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. And sympathetic system we will say in another word the flight or the fight, and parasympathetic system we will see feed or eat. So autonomic nervous system we can see here, these are entirely innervated in our smooth muscles and the glands and in our viscera. Now we'll see the automatic organization of the nervous system. The nervous system it is considered by the CNS, PNS, and ANS. And the CNS is comprised of the brain and spinal cord, and whereas PNS is comprised of the cranial nerves, spinal nerves. We will see the cranial nerves will um, arise from the brain, and the whereas the spinal nerves will arise from the spinal cord. So this is the periphery things of the brain and spinal cord, and it will comprise the peripheral nervous system. Now we will see the autonomic nervous system. It is the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Now we will see the what type of the cells that are present in our nervous system. So there are two type of the cells. These are the neurons and neuroglia. Neurons is the structural and functional unit. So these are the structural and functional unit of our nervous system. And second is neuroglia, that is the supporting cell that support the neurons that presents in the nervous system. So you can see in this picture there is neuron and neuroglia, and you can see how the neurons and neuroglia will assist together. First, we will see the neurons are the main structural and functional unit of the nervous system, and this making up the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Human body contain about 200 billion neurons, and almost half of them are located in the brain. They are held together and supported by the another type of the tissue. This is called the neuroglia. Otherwise, we will say that this is the nerve glue because they are compacted with each other, supporting with the action of the neuroglia. So we can say neurons is a structural and functional unit of the nervous system, and how many neurons present in our body. We can say 200 billion, and we can say the half of the neurons that present in our body is situated in our brain, and neurons is compacted with each other with the nerve glue, that is the neuroglia, which is the supporting cells. You will see the brain. You can see the good picture of the brain, it live brain, and it is a soft, shiny, grayish white mushroom shaped structure encased within the skull. Skull is a protective structure. We can study about it, the skull in the skeletal system, and it is composed up to 1 trillion nerve cells. 100 billion of these are the neurons, and the remainder are the supportive neuroglia. There are hundreds of the elevation, so that is called the gyri, and the depressions, that is called sulci, on the surface of the brain. In a plural form, we will say gyri and sulci, but in we will go a singular form, then we will say gyrus and sulcus. So there are many folds you are seeing. The folded, the elevation of these folds are called gyrus, and the elevation that is glue-like structure, that is the sulcus. So we can see brain are composed of the neuroglia and neurons, and neurons are uh, the 1 trillion cells, and where 100 billion is compound the neurons and other are the neuroglia. Now we will see the anatomical parts of the brain. Brain has three major parts. We will say the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. In forebrain, we will see the cerebrum. This is the part we will say cerebrum, and brain where is situated the brainstem. And brainstem is composed of three structure, that is the midbrain, bones, and medulla, and another structure that is found in the very posteriorly, that is called cerebellum, that is the hindbrain. So we will study all the parts of these structures in our when we will study the brain head part, then we will study all the parts in very detail. Now the how the structures that how the structure which are the structures that protect the brain. So brain is protected by the skull, and it is the outermost part we can see, and three membranes, that is called meninges, that is always situated inside the skull. Outermost membrane, that is called dura mater, and middle part is the arachnoid mater, and the innermost membrane is called pia mater. And there are also some fruits that is called cerebrospinal fluid that is also present in the brain, and that liquid that circulates between the arachnoid and pia mater, we can say subarachnoid space, we can say. So these fluid will circulate between these membrane. What is the importance of this membrane and the function of the cerebrospinal fluid? We will see in another chapter. Now, second most important thing is the spinal cord. Our spinal cord, a glistening white rope-like structure, and it is a continuation of the brain stem. It transmits impulse to and from the brain and controls some reflex action also. So whatever reflex action, they are always controlled by the spinal cord, and it is the structure that will present between the all the parts of our body and the brain. So it will transmit the whatever message that will carry towards to the brain and to the uh, body parts. So this is the mediator-like structure. Vertebral column or the backbone encloses the spinal cord. It means there is the vertebral canal. All the vertebral canal comprise the vertebral canal. All the vertebral canal of the vertebra that will comprise the vertebral canal, and this spinal cord will situated in that vertebral canal. Spinal cord is also cushioned and protected by meninges also. Like brain, there are also there are three type of the membranes, and it will continue continuation of the brain membrane also. 31 pairs of the spinal nerves access the vertebral column to solve the areas of the body. Now we will see the general versus special. If a nervous element is found throughout the body, is said to be general. So it is very general thing. And nervous element that restricted to just one part of the body is called the special nerves. So the nerves that is throughout scattered to the body, that is the general, and if it is confined to a particular part or particular body, particular organ, that is the special nerve. Now, as we can see here, senses of the pain, touch, temperature are present everywhere. Their receptors are present throughout the body. So these are the general nervous element. Senses of vision, hearing, taste, smell can only felt by the specific organs, and their receptors are present only in those organs like eyes, ear, tongue, nose. So these are the special nervous system. Now we will see the what is the component of the somatic and visceral. Somatic nerves are related to the body wall. Soma means here body, and thus somatic innervation means the supply to the skin, muscles, and joint. It means the nerves that will innervate to the all the muscular part or the except the viscera. Visceral nerves are related to the organs. Viscera means organs. Thus, visceral innervation means supply to the organ system, including the glands. So, all the visceras means the all the parts that is situated inside the body that will carry the different type of the action. That is the part of the some kind of the system, and the glands also. So, it will innervated by the visceral nerves, and somatic nerves innervate to the bones, joints, and muscles. So this is the component. Other elements of the nervous system. Now we will see the ganglia, a button-shaped structure containing number of the nervous cells, nervous cell bodies outside the central nervous system, often found in pathway of the peripheral nerve, that is called ganglia. Now we will see the white matter, areas of central nervous system mostly made up of myelinated axons. So myelin is the white color, so this is we call white matter. This is always present in the central nervous system, and ganglia is present outside of the central nervous system. This is the button shape, and it will present the pathway of the peripheral nerve. What is the gray matter? It is also the part of the central nervous system, and this is also made up of the bodies of the neurons. So if the bodies of neurons present inside the central nervous system, then we will say the gray matter. And if these bodies are present outside of the central nervous system, then we will say the ganglia also. So these are the assessment questions. So explain the central nervous system in detail. So what are the things that comprise the central nervous system, and what is the subparts of that part? You will explain all these things. And what is the spinal cord? You have to explain in brief. Thank you.